Hello, everybody, and welcome to my platform that is called You Matter. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you stick around. I hope you love the content that will be posted up on this platform periodically when needed, when I feel someone needs it. For other people who may already know who I am, and for the newbies, if you see the links, I am also known by Empath Divine, an intuitive reader. So if you like spiritual reads with tarot, oracle cards, spiritual channel messages, you can head on over to that channel as well to show support to get daily readings. This particular platform, I want to focus on you even more. I love to motivate. I love to help those see the best version of themselves. So every periodically, you guys are going to get messages about you. This can be channel messages that I feel somebody out there needs to hear. At the end of the day, you matter. And you have to put yourself first, and I'm here to try to help you. I'm like your personal cheerleader. And if you like reads like this or messages, motivational style here, you can even book a personal type service with me. So I have my little notebook here, my little folder here. Was writing things intuitively. So I have one that I feel this title was going to be is being comfortable of saying the word no. Learning when to set boundaries and why are boundaries important. Now, some people hear that and they go, please, that's easy, but it's not. If you are listening to this video, you definitely have a hard time of saying no. I feel sometimes that people don't have a hard time saying no to people that they don't know. But what about is the people that you do know? The people that you love, whether this can be your parents, down to your children, down to your spouses, right? Or even people you work with, superior bosses, etc. I feel that those are the ones, or even those who may have helped you when you were down and out, okay? You may have a hard time of telling those people no. If you have a hard time with using your voice and setting the boundaries and saying no, 9 out of 10, you are most likely an empath, okay? Which you feel, you sense, you have a very gentle heart, very sensitive, very nurturing. You want to please and help everybody else. You can be very sensitive and very caring, nurturing, empathic. If you fit those qualifications, 9 out of 10, you have a hard time of setting boundaries. Saying no scares you. You feel like if you say no, you're going to be judged and you're going to be labeled as mean or an asshole, things of that sort. I always say signs to know that you have to set boundaries with someone or people is when they really make you feel like crap for the things you don't want to do. I always say that our soul speaks to us. Some of you may know what that means. Some of you may say, what does it mean? Let's give you some examples. Let's say you have a mother figure. And because that's your mother, you're going to feel like you're obligated to do everything because your mother gave you life and gave you birth, which is true. But let's say every time she wants you to do things, you just don't feel right about it. She asks you for money, she asks you to say this or get involved in your siblings or someone else's squabble, and you feel uncomfortable. Your chest tightens up. You start getting fidgety. You start getting nervous. You may feel even angry. You contemplate back and forth in your head that you should do it, which is that your higher self telling you, but you always tend to ignore it and listen to the guilt subconscious say, do it. Because remember that time when you needed this and you needed that, and that's why you do it. What if I tell you that the people you have to set boundaries with, they know that you have a problem with saying no, and they guilt trip you. So I've been feeling that lately a lot of people is going to have to set boundaries, and I feel like boundaries are going to have to get set with family, number one in the agenda. And then it might be people you work with. Setting boundaries is important. We have to set boundaries within ourselves to protect ourselves. You have a right to protect your energy. It does not matter who it is. And signs you know you need to protect your energy, because if anybody is trying to make you do something that you don't want to do, you have a right to refuse it. You don't have to argue. Some people are afraid to use their voice because they are afraid that it's going to turn into an argument or a physical confrontation. If anybody's making you feel like that, you know you can always take the legal steps for that, okay? But if they're the type that they want to argue, or they're the type they want to run on social media and talk about you, you're just going to have to let people do what they got to do. The moment that you stand in your power and you say no, they're going to look back and go, what? No. I also want to tell people to stop giving explanations when you say the word no. How many people is guilty of that? You don't want to do something, you say no, but you have 1,000 reasons. Oh, I did. Why? Because if the tables is turned and you ask those same people to do for you, they will tell you no in a heartbeat or won't even respond to you 9 out of 10 out of times. But you go out your way to please everybody and make everybody feel comfortable. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be an asshole to everybody. Your soul knows who has the good intentions, but the people that you're going to have to learn how to set boundaries with, 9 out of 10, they don't give a damn about how you feel. And it's time to answer your soul. When your soul is sending you signs to the point that when you get around people that's asking you for things or wanting you to do things, you start to feel nauseous, you're feeling sick, your soul is telling you, wake up. We're not happy. I always say, you may not know what's happening around you, but you best to believe your soul and your spiritual team knows what the hell is happening around you behind your back when you're not there. So the title I had here is learning to say no. Be comfortable with it. You may have to practice saying no a lot of times. What does no mean to you? Write a list of some things and name the people and name the things that they usually ask you about, like clockwork, money. Just think of the things that they ask you about and say, how does this truly make me feel? I don't care if it's your parents, it doesn't matter. How does it make you feel? Because it's definitely making you feel some type of way. It could be a boss, someone that you may feel intimidated by. Then you have to say, well, if I keep saying yes to this person, who is being pleased the most here? It's definitely not you. It's definitely the other way around. So then you have to flip this around and start saying no to the things that they're asking you and start practicing this. Start saying this out loud. No. You don't even have to give an explanation. If some of you feel like you may want to give an explanation, just say, I don't feel comfortable with this. I don't have to do this. Leave it be. But you're going to work your way to the point that you are going to be comfortable of saying no respectfully. It is time for a lot of you guys to protect your mind, your body, and your soul, because the people that is asking you to do these things and overcrossing their boundaries with you, they're going to keep doing it because they know they can get away with it because you don't do anything about it. You are powerful than what they perceive you to be. Let me rephrase it. The people that's overstepping their boundaries, you know you're powerful. But if you don't know your worth and know your voice, then you don't believe it. Another helpful exercise that you can do, if you guys know about the chakras, please feel free to look up the chakra elements. We have chakras down from our crown, our third eye, our throat chakra. That's with communication. Your throat chakra could be very blocked. And that will cause you, along with your root chakra, which is the start of your whole chakra, to not feel like you have confidence to say what you need to say. Don't let anyone have a hold over you. That's another thing I want to say too, because some people have a problem with standing up for themselves because they feel like someone has a hold over them. Well, I'm afraid to stand up for them because it's my parents, or this person did something for me when I was down and out. Let me tell you something. I don't care if it's your family. I don't care if it's your friends or your boss. No one should make you feel bad or guilty or feel like you are a slave and you owe them. They don't own your soul and they do not own you. Remember that. If a real person cared about you, they would never throw that up in your face every chance they get. Well, I did this for you. I did that. People are supposed to do things out of the kindness of their hearts. When you give and you help, it's supposed to be good intentions behind it. So some of you can have that fear too about wanting to stand in your power and saying no because the person always throws something up in your face. But let me tell you something, that's bait. That's how they know they can get you and reel you back in. No. I feel like you should say that before they even say it. Before you say it, thank you for what you did for me. But I'm not going to keep repeating over and over and saying thank you for what you did for me. Now it's time to do me. When they notice that you stand in your power and you say no, they're not going to bother you again because they know they can't take advantage of you. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys that this is so easy to do. It requires practice. So I want you guys to do some homework here. Get a notebook and pen. You're going to do homework when you hear these videos up here. Start writing things that this person or people that makes you feel uncomfortable to do, and start writing the days and times they do it, because it's like the narcissists and negative people, they always do it like clockwork. Maybe they know a certain time you get paid and that's when they come to you to try to manipulate you for things. You get what I'm saying with that? And start practicing, how does this make you feel when you say yes to this stuff? Because I know deep down inside you're not happy. You don't feel like you're strong, but in reality, you are strong. And start using powerful affirmations about yourself and say, I will stand up for myself. I will stand firm on my convictions and my truth. No means no. That word no means no is used around a lot when it comes to women standing with our body, men too, and letting people know that you cannot take advantage of our body and have access to our body when you want, especially when it comes to rape and assault. That same thing also applies to with people getting you to do things that you do not want to do. Remember this, your body, your time, and your energy is not for sale and not for nobody to feel like that they can take it and do whatever they want. I said this quote, people pleasing always pleases the person and not the actual person that's giving. You got to give and receive. So I hope this first video I put up will help you guys and start practicing and starting today to call your power back. You are in control of your life and your destiny. You matter. See you on the next video.